This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak Magus and Old Gamer Rant. Seems like we've walked this path before, and I do believe I've addressed this issue before, but I feel like I need to address it again because the division is definitely doing what I felt it would. Excuse the pun, but the division has divided the gaming community, which is what I felt it would. It's divided it between those who picked it up and enjoy the RPG elements. They enjoy the crafting. They enjoy the looting aspect. The hours that you have to put in to play. They enjoy the game wholeheartedly. Those will be their arguments. Then you have the other group that just don't really care for it. It's like, it's not that they think it's horrible, but the playstyle just doesn't grab them. They can't see themselves spending hours doing this, and they're out. It's just like, whatever. You guys who like it, do you? But I'm not a fan. I mean, of course, you got the other end where see, this is the thing that bothers me a lot. Like, you have the people who will sit and they will constantly complain about how Ubisoft betrayed them by not making the game that they thought it was going to be. In particular, the shooting. A lot of people still, it seems, I don't know why, it seems like a lot of people still, well, I won't say a lot, but there's that loud small minority that still thinks that Ubisoft fucking lied to us in 2013 when they announced this game as a shooter, quote unquote, and turned it into an RPG nightmare for some players. Truth of the matter is, that's just totally dumb. From the onset, Ubisoft, if you actually read their interviews and things like that, they've constantly said, and even in the press release, and if I can remember the link that I got it for, because I saved a couple of links from 2013 just to see what people were saying when that trailer was revealed. The messaging has pretty much been consistent. This is an online RPG. I really can't fault. I can't fault Ubisoft for anything, but I can fault gamers for still having the mentality that, hey, if I see something, it has to be that way, or if it's something that I see and I want it to be some way, it has to be that way. I feel like that's the case with the people who are still holding on to the fact that the shooting mechanics don't work like a traditional shooter. Very RPG-ish stats for hitting people. You gotta adjust your gear to raise your damage per second so that you can damage enemies better. There's no one-shot kills and anything like that, so you can't do no crazy hip fire sniping or anything like that. Try to create YouTube montages. They pretty much made an RPG, but the argument is still it's a shooter, and I don't know. I feel like and I may have used this analogy again, but I think it fits this situation. And ladies, if I offend you, please forgive me, but it's a case of a situation where, or this doesn't even have to be a lady, it could be a guy, it could be a girl, but whoever, you're talking to someone, correct? And while you're trying to get to know them and all that, maybe this is your first date with them, and they straight up tell you, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. I am pretty much just trying to find someone that I can hang out with, do some stuff with, have a good time with, but not necessarily want to tie myself down right now because, hey, that's just not what I'm interested in. Okay, so you as the other person on the other end goes, okay, well, that's cool, I could accept that. As time goes on, you have it in your mind that, you guys have been going on dates, been having great sex, hanging out all over the place. Clearly, this person wants more than what they said they wanted. They want a relationship. So you finally get fed up and approach them and be like, yo, shouldn't we be living together or whatever? Shouldn't we make this official? And they respond, well, no. Because like I told you, I'm not really looking for that right now. And you get upset because in your mind, you feel like, hey, you've been treating me nice, taking me out, let me spend the night at your house, things like that. We've been doing things that, are cool. I thought maybe you were running to that relationship thing. It's like, no, why would you think that? Just because I'm treating you with like respect and all of that and trying to show you a good time and have fun with you, why does this mean that I want a relationship? I never hinted to it. I never told you that. What the hell? Well, no, you took me out and all this. No, you're assuming things, and that's what we do. We assume a hell of a lot of stuff these days when it comes to gaming. And I can't blame a lot of people because, again, from a visual standpoint, I can see exactly why people would think The Division is a shooter, because whenever they presented it, there's always shooting sequences. That being said, I don't know, maybe they think that there was smoke and then there was fire, where it could have been someone just was lighting a cigarette and it wasn't necessarily anything bigger than that. I don't know why we persist to lead ourselves down this path. I always say this, and I will continue to say this: it's always best to do research and read up on something, especially if you really, really are interested, and find out exactly what it is and if it sounds like it's something that truly is for you. Do not just rely on visual tests, marketing trailers, stage presentations. No, it's always wise to go and dig deep into news columns, articles, and see if you can pull up interviews with devs or press releases. Like there was this one, I think I got this one link where they straight up used the press release and things like that. You'll realize a lot earlier than normal exactly what's going on, what's coming, how it's going to be, and whether or not it's something that you'll be interested in. But I just feel like people don't want to take that responsibility anymore. So, I saw this, so I believe it's going to be that, and now it's not that. Well, it's not what I saw, and that's not what I believe. You're wrong, company. It's like, no, you can't keep banging on these companies for us gamers lacking the wherewithal to actually find out more about something before we purchase it. You know what I mean? You don't just run into a store and say, yo, that TV's 32 inches, I'm gonna buy that now. You go through the motions of finding out what the features are on all of the 32-inch TVs and consult with a consultant possibly to see what they think. You know what I mean? So you can come up with the best deal possible for you, so you can be happy. And I think that's the way it goes with games. It's like, I know a lot of us want to rush to be the first out there, especially if we're YouTubers. It's a separate rant, and I'm not going to go too deep into it. But if we do YouTube, Twitch, we have separate motivations for that game. So we're probably not the best measuring sticks. It all comes down to you doing your due diligence and doing yourself a service and paying attention to what's going on. Read articles, listen to interviews, get that idea before you let what you think it should be or what you thought it would be dominate your mentality, because you're going to be pretty sad with a lot of games. Like, I can see a lot of people going nuts over Paragon because, hey, Epic Games made it. They made Gears, so it has to be another great shooter. No, Paragon's mobile, people. It's a straight up super mobile, but we won't get into that. But anyway, as always, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.